So for this month, I have 5 presets. This one is based or inspired by Jupiter 8. Kind of so wavy sound. You can add voices here from the second engine to make it fuller. We have filter, nice subtle filter with like simulation of Jupiter 8 filter. No, space, it's a reverb and delay. It's basically the same for most of my presets. And we have noise button, which regulate, like it's adding noise and also FM modulation to some of the oscillators. And what I like about Pigments, that you can actually really take control of phases of the LFOs and phases of the oscillators. And also some engines have really cool detune features. For example, this analog engine, it's by default it has a drift function. What it does is every note, every voice is slightly out of tune. So for example, if you play like 4 notes, each voice will be slightly out of tune, and it creates that analog feeling. So if we increase drift, oh sorry, we can hear it because we're only hearing the first engine, sorry. This is drift 100%, this is 0. Of course, with higher numbers, you will get like out of tune, crazy stuff. But with a couple of percents, it really creates a difference, and it really sounds more lush and full. So this is what I like about this synth. Next one, this is a pad, I believe. It's called Trembling Low. Trembling because we have that texture, trembling texture. I made it with a random generator, so it's basically a random generator with a really high speed, 200 Hertz. And I've sent it to filter cutoff and to some other parameters, I don't remember which ones. Probably, yeah, phase modulation and round modulation, phase transform. But these two are also linked to macros, so if you change the second macro, you're also changing increasing the modulation, so this trembling increasing a little bit, and you have different type of tone. Yeah, of course we have filter, reverb, and pan modulation. It's just an FX here, so it goes from left to right channel. It's like a LFO on the panorama. Sorry, let me check and increase buffer length for a little bit. So let's just try and mute this random generator. Mute all, yeah. So without it, you don't have that trembling effects. It's like more ordinary pad. So yeah, that's it. Next we have kind of additive synthesis type of keys. So here, like when we play, like let's play a chord, or even one note, you can hear that harmonics are changing, and you can actually see it here. What I did is I basically modulated some parameters with the LFOs, parameters that change the still. It's kind of moving this shape of kind of filter up and down. The harmonics are kind of changing. Sorry, I don't have better words for this, but you can see it. That's why you have those, high harmonic bliss. And you can decrease it by moving down. You can see that the filters are decreasing its amplitude. And you will get more kind of saw wavy. And again, with pitch, I modulated pitch with random here. So it's with each note, it's a bit different. So we have that analog effects, analog feeling, and lushness. And also here, we have envelope. That working as a kind of, it moves the harmonics, all the harmonics except the fundamental one, slightly down and then up. Let's just increase the amount of it because it's really subtle. But if we increase it, you can hear it. But when it's really subtle, it just gives you a tiny bit of imperfections. And I really like those, little things that make your sounds more organic. So yeah, this is this sound. And next we have a chord, housey chord. And we can actually turn off the chord, and we will have only the bass, like a fan-based kind of synth. And what I like about this one is, so this random generator has 6 different parameters, 6 different values, and I sent it to this knob section. And again, it's just changing the harmonics that takes out from the oscillator. So with every note, you have different amount of harmonics. And you can play with it. Really like this random generator. Yeah, and again, like fine is modulated by randomness and by LFO and all these, you know, things that I like to do usually. And let's add chord. And also I used 2 filters here. As you can see, this one is slow pass. We can blend between them. So now we only hear the output from the second filter. And now only from the low pass. And I think like blending them together and changing the cutoff, you have really good variety of sound, and you can play with it while arranging your song and create really like cool transitions. Yeah, so let's go to the next one. This one is kind of like a plucky physical modeling sound, like a kalimbo or something like that. And I really wanted to make it as organic and slightly random, because I find that this model engine gives you quite static results. So I really wanted to kind of make it slightly different each time. So again, I used like different randomizers here and there, as you can see. We can open sound a little bit, increase the amount of harmonics. We can add like high frequency click. Which is also slightly randomized. And we can change the decay of the sound. And with a short decay, it sounds more like almost like 8-beat block, but a bit more organic. This 8-beatness is going from this delay. It's really cool delay. It allows you to change the note for the echo, for the duplications that it generates. So this is one of those presets where I used ADR instead of ADSR. Let me show you. So by default, here you have ADSR. And if you change it to ADR, the sustain mode is just, it's not working actually. So no matter how long you play a note, it will just stop playing when it hits the last dot. And this is what I really don't like about Pigments. This is my kind of pain. You cannot change the curve of the release on the envelope in Pigments. What does it mean? It's like you can, for example, here you can change the curve for the decay, for the attack, but you don't have a knob for the release. And it's really pissing me off, to be honest, because most of my sounds, especially pads, plugs, leads, they are with a really long release, because I like how it sounds when notes are overlapping between each other. So, and it's really nice to kind of have an opportunity to change the curve here, because when you have a curve like that, you can actually leave the release, the amount of release less, but you still will be hearing those overlapping notes and voices. But with this curve, you really need to increase release a lot to hear them overlapping. So this is what I don't like. Probably, I hope they will change it later on, but it's the 6th version of Pigments, so I'm not sure. But yeah, this is one of the downsides that I really kind of, I wish it would be here. So when you actually change the ADSR to ADR, you can then link release and sustain, or release and decay. And now you can change the curve, yeah, but only in this mode. So this is why for this synth, I like, for this preset, I've tried this mode and like make a curve a bit less, a bit more linear. But the downside is, yeah, there is no sustain now. Yeah, but that's it. I don't know why they did it, but probably for most users it doesn't really important, the release, but yeah, for me it's kind of important. The other interesting thing that I like is this is well, actually the amount of filters they have here, and some of them are pretty cool. For example, this simulation of MS-20 filter. So basically it can self-oscillate. Let me show you. I will turn off all the engines. So now we don't have anything. Everything is turned off. Now I will turn on filter 1 and increase resonance. Nothing happens. It should self-oscillate. Come on. I've tried it earlier. Okay, let me just open the preset again and try it again. Yeah, now it works. Probably I've changed some parameters there. So it's just the filter. just the resonance of the filter. So what I did in this preset is I make this filter self-oscillate and then modulate it with the random 2 generator. So random 2 generating again really fast random signal like a noise, and you can hear that. So the resonance at some point it's self-oscillate and at some it's not. That's why you can hear that like a resonating noise. I think it sounds cool, especially with the reverb. That's why I called this one Gong 56 kilobits. It's like if you're old enough to remember those times when you was needed a modem to connect to the internet, and the maximum speed of the internet was 56 kilobits per second. You probably can remember the noise that modem makes. And also, like, if you play really low kilobits MP3 file, you can hear those. So I think this resonance, this texture, it just reminds me of it. That's again, this is stuff that I'm excited about when using Pigments. Lots of possibilities for these kind of modulations, lots of random generators. Yeah. So this was 5 presets for this pack. Let me know in the comments what sounds you want to hear from me, like more basses or more pads or more, I don't know, trancey leads or more dub techno pads, or like you can request anything and I will try to do my best.